here, listen now everyone. Nose versus eyes. So the first I want to tell you that what is exactly a nose versus eye. So first you can concentrate it here. It is easily mentioned that versus means there is a competition between nose and eyes. A nose and eyes are in your face. You can see like eyes. From the eyes we can is able to, it is the senses. From the nose we can able to smell it, and from the eyes we can able to visible it. Okay, till now this much, but there are some competitions are happening here. The word we can concentrate here, it's a versus, which means there is a competition between nose and eyes. Okay, so there is a icebreaker are there. Complete the web with the help of adjective used to describe eyes and nose in all respect to are done for you. So there are eyes adjective which is very beautiful discerning, nose sharp and pointed. So we need to complete the adjective. Eyes are gleaming. Okay, gleaming eyes, shining we can say. Okay, so you need to adjective it is a very good okay, like this. And then given below are some words from legal terminology used in court affairs. So there are some words are used in the court system, like there is a consent, counsel, judgment, trial. Okay, and we need to give a explanation. Affidavit is nothing but evidence of in court. Argument, like the when the uh, lawyers are argumenting. Counsel means counseling. Okay, verdict means taking a decision. Notice period, stay order. So these are the legal terminology, and we need to explain in what is exactly the word means. Okay, describe it. We need to describe. Name the five sensory organ and provide the phrase in idioms. A turn, a deaf ear. Like you need to find, like from the nose you need to find a one kind of tit for tat for tongue. Okay, like this. Now let's come to the poem. So who is the poet? The poet is William Cowper. Okay, william cowper William Cowper was one of the most popular 18th century English poet and composer of hymns. Clear? He is one of the most popular 18th century English poet and composer of hymns. In his period 18th century, which means nearby 1700, he is very popular, right, and composer of hymns, and his poems deals with the nature and everyday life. Clear? His poem, whatever he is writing, it deals with what? It deals with nature and everyday life. Okay, nature related, and is aptly described by sometimes described by Samuel T. Coleridge as the best modern poet of his time. So he described by someone. Okay, Samuel T. Coleridge. So because his writing style and that person writing style is same, so it described by Samuel T. Coleridge, and he was the best modern poet of his times. Though he studied jurisprudence. Okay, jurisprudence is nothing but he studied legal system and we can say the law related studies, and he later admitted that he was not much inclined to the legal profession. Basically he worked also, but later he admitted that he is not more and more interested to this profession. He become lawyer, but he is not interested in the lawyer profession. Okay, and he wrote He wrote, happy is the one who knows just as much of the law to make himself as a little merry now. So he wrote that uh, a person who is happy, okay, a person who is happy, who knows just as much of the law to make himself as a little merry now, and then with the solemnity of the juridical proceeding. So he's explaining. He gave one sentence that a person who is happy, who knows that how to keep himself happy in the present time, okay, and without any uh, without any getting tense for the future, okay, without any getting tense for the future, okay. So he's explaining that. So this poem Nose versus Eye is a satire on the judiciary system. Satire is nothing but we are we are talking about the, like, whenever you are seeing the election in the during the election time, there are funny cartoons are there for the prime minister and presidents. That is called satirical. Like we can say that Karim Minati is a YouTuber and he's also satirical because he's he is he is portraying someone or depicting someone in a satirical way, in a comedy way. It also mocks at the stone blind justice in a humorous manner. Okay, it also mocks at the stone blind justice in a humorous manner, emphasizing upon the lack of empathy and common sense. So basically it also mock is nothing but it also talks about the mm, this justice, okay, stone blind justice in a humorous manner. So basically this poem is explaining about the satirical of judiciary system, and explaining us the uh, about their how they are just blindly following the justice and forgot about the lack of empathy and common sense in the judiciary system. We will try and understand that in this poem. Clear? So one thing we need to understand that this poem is related to the satire, and this poem there is no common sense are there is lack of empathy are there in judiciary system. That thing the poet is going to describe over here. That's it. Clear? Okay. Now, nose versus eyes. So between nose versus eyes, a strange content arose. So if you see between the nose versus eyes, you can feel your nose and eyes. Like between there is some kind of strange competition started. Okay, the spectacle set them unhappily wrong. Okay, and the point in dispute was, as all the world knows, to which the said spectacles ought to belong. So basically there was a competition between two organ, which means the two traditional senses, which means nose and eyes, and for what? For spectacles, okay, for spectacles there are competition arise, and all the worlds are aware about it. Who the spectacles belong to whom? Okay, the spectacles belong to whom? All the worlds know. And the and this was the dispute between them for spectacle. Clear? So tongue was the lawyer and argue the cause. Okay, so the tongue was the lawyer. Okay, till now we have understood. The nose is, sorry, eyes and nose. Clear? Eyes and nose. Okay, eyes and nose is fighting for spectacles, and there is a lawyer. Lawyer is a tongue. So explaining about the court system, lawyer is a tongue. Clear? And argue with the cause, and with a great deal of skills and a big full of learning. So with the great deal of skill and the big full of learning, so the tongue has a lots of skill and is big full of learning. Okay, while the chief barrier sat to balance the law. So till now we have understood that there is a competition was going on between the nose and eyes. For what? For spectacles. And there is a one lawyer, tongue, and there is a judge who is sitting, and it is a ear. Okay, so fame for his talent in nicely discerning. Okay, so this basically uh, this is famous for his decisions. Okay, decision clear. So judge is there for balancing the laws, understanding the law, and take the decisions. Okay, so now the tongue is going to take a side of nose and talk about from the nose side. Clear? And he is talking that from the nose side, my lordship and your lordship. He appeared himself and he said, lordship. He said, lordship will undoubtedly find that the nose has had spectacles always in wear. So he is saying to the judge that, my lordship, the spectacles are always in wear the nose. Okay, always in wear, which amounts to possession time out of mind. Okay, which amount to possession time out of mind. Okay, so the lawyer, which means tongue, is telling to the ear judge that this spectacles are spending more time in nose. So we can say that it is his property, it is his possession, it is coming under his possession, because most of the time our spectacles are there on the nose. Okay, then lawyer is holding the spectacles in front of everyone. Okay, lawyer is who? The lawyer is tongue, and he is holding the spectacles up to the court, which means up to the court. And your lordship, just observe. And he is saying that, your lordship, observe, they are made with straddle. Okay, which are these spectacles are made with straddle is nothing but, you can see in between, and there are two small glasses are there between the spectacles, so that is called straddle, as wide as reach of the nose is. In short, the design to sit close to it, just like saddle. Okay, so basically here they are explaining that. So the lawyer is explaining to the court that if you look to the spectacles, the spectacles are basically designed for nose only, not for eyes. The spectacle are designed for nose. Look at the shape is designed for properly nose, so that the spectacle can sit properly to the nose like a camel, right? Again, listen, your lordship, a moment, just take a moment, suppose. Okay, so now the tongue is explaining with the different, and he is explaining again that, just suppose this is a case that has happened, and maybe again. Okay, just suppose again such type of case will happen in the court again, that the visage or countenance, that the face has had not a nose. So he's saying that, just suppose if the case will happen again, and just imagine if there is a face and the face doesn't have a nose only. Okay, nose only. Pray who would or who could wear spectacles then? So then here the lawyer is saying that, just imagine if there is a face, if in the face there is no nose only, so who is going to wear the spectacles? Your eyes? Impossible. So the nose only. Okay, spectacles then. On the whole, it appears, and my argument, on the whole it appears and my argument shows. Okay, and my argument, on the whole it appears the lawyer is saying that, and my argument shows with the reasoning the court will never condemn, the court will never express disapproval, the court will never disapprove that the spectacles plainly were made for the nose and the nose were plainly intended for them. So basically he is saying that, the lawyer is saying that this court will never going to disapprove my reasoning towards the nose or spectacles. We can simply say that the nose is made for spectacles and spectacles is made for nose. Okay, spectacle is made for nose. Then this lawyer, the tongue has shifted his side and started talking from the eyes point of view, from the eyes perspective. As a lawyer who knows, he pleaded again in behalf of the eyes. But what were his argument few people know, and whatever argument only few people know. Few people know what kind of argument he is going to say. For the court did not think they were equally wise, and when he started, the court think that and that arguments are not equally wise, because already he had given so many thought from the nose perspective. So now nothing is pending. So his lordship, so the tongue lordship decreed, which means he had given the verdict with a grove solemn tone. Like, then after that, finally the judge, which means here, had given a verdict with a very seriously tone, in a decisive and clear, without one if or but, that, and he had said, then the year said, whenever the nose put his spectacles on by daylight or candlelight, I should be shut. Okay, so the judge said that whenever whenever the whenever the nose put the spectacles, so the eyes should be shut. So we can say that simply, the nose when the spectacles, but definitely whenever the nose is going to wear the spectacles, so the eyes should be shut. So that is no common sense only. So that's the main reason we can say that in the judiciary system, in the law system, there are so many cases are succeeded on the basis of this thing, not on the common sense. They forgot about the empathy and they forgot about the common sense. They are just dealing what is successful according on the basis of evidence. That's it. Okay, so this is a very simple poem, but it explains us about the court system, how the court systems are working. Okay.